He's struggled in the last 3 months, a pretty rough 67.3% cast, Nate, and a 0.87 HLTV. But enough vamping, enough talking, folks. We can get into the action here as we break into map number 1.
We bought enough time, Bugs. We bought enough time. We finally made it to the action. Again, talking about Truck as well, that's actually a really good point. I was going to mention that and totally forgot about it. I would love to see Truck come off to a heater. We saw him post his ace on Twitter. We saw him get all the likes. Do it in the server now. Do it when it matters, Truck.
You're calling him out. Saying he's got to get an ace against paiN Gaming.
I get a one-tap ace against 5. It was a 1v5 ace clutch with them taps.
So he's got to do that against paiN now.
Do it against paiN. I mean, do it in the server, man. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter in the face-it lobby, you know? Let's see it. He has the firepower. Bring it to the server. Pistol round is finally live. Truck lover in the apartment. Here we go. Call to action right underneath the barrels, though, of paiN-biguzera. And that's just a small crosshair change into a free one for the dualies, who quickly exit the apartments. Nice start for paiN Gaming, but Mythic, they are now pushing up. In fact, they have a player all the way in the arch. It's a bit of a two-pronged attack towards the A site. Zevi drops Flom. Cooper gets one on the Glock, but paiN-biguzera in response, a one-tap dirt nap with one of the two dualies. Cooper and Twice trying to make it competitive, bringing it back to an even 2 versus 2, but Skulls is ready with the nade for the bomb plant, and do they have armor? Cooper does, but in the meanwhile, Keys drops Twice. These nades could just take him down and do him in before the retake even has to begin. They do! Kobe, as Skulls finds Cooper, and the pistol round for paiN.
The bomb plant, though, is a pretty big win for Mythic, and that's going to be a force buy into the next round if they so desire, which they probably will. They can get some Galils. Cooper can get an AK armor. It's more than worth going all in here, and I will say, there was a nice little double stack up in halls, too, between paiN-hardzao and Biguzera. Bigu had the first angle up close and personal. paiN-hardzao was right behind him, watching his bedroom, but also being able to basically 90-degree flick over and have his back towards stairs. So, good little micro details from paiN. Good A hold. Yes, they do surrender the bomb plant, but they win it nonetheless. AK armor for Coop. Galils on the rest. Truck lover on the Deagle. He's going to have to hit some one-taps here. Maybe make it a Kayota, but it's not going to be the easiest round to have a big impact on the Deagle against the full bot paiN Gaming. 2 MP9s, 3 A1Ss, and a good amount of utility. They do have the kit too, always good to note. And the keys, that's an ugly fight, but he wins it.
He wins it. It was against a rifle. That's an important one to find. Good start. Nade to follow up. Does do a lot of damage to Cooper as well, just below 40. And as you mentioned, Truck on just the Deagle. He bought utility for the team. He is the selfless support player in this round. He'll get dropped a rifle. It was quickly brought back, and the keys, he'll swap his rifle for an MP9 on low HP. Smart calls from both teams. Mythic, where are they grouping up? It's towards B. 3 players here? Yes, 3 lined up towards Banana. 1 lurking in the apartments, looking for maybe a rotation or something similar. Twice. The sub has to be careful. He's probing. There's 2 players waiting. He gets some damage in. Another scrappy fight, but it's won by Zevi and paiN-hardzao, combining fire towards the porch side, furthering the advantage for paiN Gaming. Mythic, they are now bringing the traps, bringing the fake over towards B, but there are players already waiting. One up top. PaiN-biguzera finds one. As well, supporting back behind will ensure that no pushes come through in response. Flom and Truck, at this point, all they can really hope for is the plant. They'll get that, but Big U boosted up, finds 1, finds 2. It's a clean and flawless one. The MP9 can be upgraded to a rifle, preferably an AK. If there was one, it might have just been Galils. But
there was that one AK for Coop.
Yeah, there was the one hero rifle. But in the second round, as expected for paiN Gaming.
Yep, 2 on the board now for paiN. And Mythic will not be on a buy this time. Maybe a half buy, a couple of upgraded pistols, some armor, a little bit of utility here and there. Just try to eke out a bomb plant again. Do some damage, especially as they failed to get any kills in the previous round. Ooh, Icarus fell on Zevi. Don't see that skin every day.
It's an old one now. It matches the gloves as well. All these players have matching uniforms, it appears.
I love it.
All right, so Big U on the green drip.
Yep. I'm a blue guy, so Zevi's definitely checking out the boxes here.
It's a deeper blue than the gloves. It doesn't match perfectly, but it still does work out.
I don't think there's a deeper blue glove, though. That's the problem.
There's not as nice as those ones.
Well, maybe Flom and his red lineup can get a kill or 2.
You speaking of lineups, finds Freakazoid through the smoke. Good start. It's just pistols for Mythic. They're on a half buy. They're trying to save for rifles in the following. Twice and Flom, they're already making it expensive, and Zevi runs out of rounds. He's in a very desperate spot. He'll get support, or really, Truck Lover takes him down. Truck takes a second. He'll be finally dropped from the round, but the damage has been done. 3 kills for the pistols is a lot of damage, far more than could be asked.
Yeah, that's more damage than they got out of their rifle buy, and a very good result for Mythic, rectifying that previous inability to get kills. And now it's not as overwhelming of a CT economy they go up against here. Opt for both sides, Cooper versus Zevi. And Zevi, he's been able to do it on the land stage, qualifying for majors and the like. He's a very explosive, electrifying opper, and I love watching him play. Excited to see what he could do here. Look at that. I couldn't see him, but you know, different settings. This is the cinematic setting. Players dial their settings down to nothing so they can see through the smoke of the Molotovs, the nade explosions, and all that jazz. And Zevi does not panic. He does not fight. He does not flinch. He gets the job done, and that's a chunky one from the keys on the Cooper.
The damage from paiN has already been punishing. Brutal. That's how Inferno is, though, especially towards the banana. Good kill from Twice, lurking out towards the apartments. He'll actually spur the team on towards this A site. Big on the fact though, unchecked, finds 1, finds 2. He also found the 3rd on the Twice in the apartments. Keep that in mind. Leaves just Cooper, Glock in hand. He'll find the 1st. He'll find the 2nd flying. Okay. Makes a skull out of skulls on the kill feed. Leaves 2 remaining for the defense, Nikis and Zevi. And I imagine that player in the cubby wants to wait for his teammate, but no, he swings. Cooper finds yet another. Surely he doesn't blow off the 1 versus 4. 12 HP, the op's the ideal weapon. And this one, the pistol's out for Zevi. He misses the shot, and now it becomes far more doable. Cooper dancing, wants to jump up, gets the kill. Cooper, a 1 versus 4 to get the team on the board. And that's the kind of flashy, exciting play we expect to see from a team like Team Mythic.
Cooper puts the team in his backpack, marches them all the way up to get an early round on the board. And paiN Gaming are going to be on a half buy. Skulls can hero rifle, he has money. Big U can grab a D, but it's not going to be pretty overall. paiN, because of the casualties sustained in round 3, they are broke, they are destitute. And all they've got is an M4 and stock pistols. This is far from ideal. Cooper's just given Mythic a road for a 2nd round as well, and maybe even push for more. It's a very good, almost ideal early start for Mythic if you couldn't get that 1st round or the force. Flashing towards Skulls, though, but he only gets 1. That's not enough. That was the armor. That was the Juggernaut play. And Freakazoid will give us a vintage showing of the entries up Banana. That's B-side pretty much open for business. Biguzera rotating in, but the rest of his teammates are all fallen now as Truck Lover catches off Zevi towards Cubby. And Big U, what can he really do from here? He grabs the A1, but Freak now knows he's there.
It's the rifle, gets away. Maybe an opportunity to find Freakazoid. That's point some damage, but nope. Freakazoid finds him through that smoke as it fades. And a 2nd on the board for Mythic, an expected 2nd, but still, this is a remarkable recovery. There's no way Cooper should be stealing a 1 versus 4 in the fashion that he did. It completely changes the trajectory of the early goings in map number 1. Hey, this is what they were expecting. Some scrappy bouts on Inferno.
Scrappy. It is Inferno. It's back and forth, and CT economy is never forgiving, especially on this very map here. Galils for Truck Lover and Twice. Famas for Skulls, MP9 for Hardzao. Nikis taking some fights, eating the nades, and getting punished there by Freakazoid. Takes a bit of damage on his own right. Down to half HP, but that's an advantage for Mythic to work with here in round number 6. Utility being shuffled around, getting ready to go in for a take. Skulls now having to solo B. Zevi on late rotation with some pressure and eyes still watching out towards A from Mythic, potentially trying to catch rotations out of the CT side.
5 versus 4. You know the economy's belabored. They don't know how belabored. Hardzao and Skulls on those that MP9 and that Famas as you mentioned. And keep in mind that Famas is trying to hold down B alone. They finally rotate a player, and that's Zevi, who has no utility. But Mythic have indeed changed course. You mentioned it. It was a possibility, and now it comes to fruition. There's only 2 defenders on this A site. It's Big U and Hardzao. The MP9, that's what has to do a lot to boost it up. It won't be clear properly, so it'll find 1. Flom, though, double entries in response. The old man can still learn new tricks, dropping both Hardzao and Biguzera. Zevi and Skulls both were towards B, and both have already cut ties with the round. M4 and FAMAS being saved for the following, and a third, a tying score for Team Mythic. Again, finding a second win early on in this half, and that is encouraging for their possibility of winning this first map.
Yeah, the save's going to be good for paiN, but the fact that Mythic's already tied it up is very good for them. It's incredibly good to get this one all tied up again very early, get as many rounds as they can on the T side of things. Mythic only a 42.9% win rate on T-Inferno. They're much better on the CT side of things. And that does not bode too well for paiN, who are also stronger on the CT side, although just barely. So 47.5 versus 46. But Mythic, they're starting to build into this one. They're starting to build a little bit stronger here. And now, Freakazoid's starting to get activated. Cooper hasn't had a single kill since his 1v4. I'd just like to add.
He's done more than enough this first half at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He's a T-side opper on Inferno. He started this off, not only that, but he's a T-side opper on Inferno. You don't expect to find much success. You're a niche player. You're finding a very slim opening by a very tight angle. Your team has to play around you, and yet when all of your teammates are dead, you find a 1 versus 4. That's more than enough for the rest of the half, I would say. He's worth his weight in gold at this point.
Oh boy, Niki's just jiggle peeking with utility.
Yeah. The second brother now also finding the entries, also coming in huge for his team, opening the round. This is a half buy, but it's a scary one with those saved rifles on Zevi and Skulls. Cooper stays alive by 1 HP. He'll molly off Banana and head on out towards the safer waters. ESL and Zevi. At this point, ESL is probably going to look for a rifle either on Twice's body or on his teammates. I don't know where that FAMAS was dropped. But there we go. M4 in hand. 2 M4s being saved. That's a decent outcome. We'll have to see if Team Mythic will actually allow it.
Mythic's starting to build up a bit of bank, but they do have a Molotov. They can go for this. As long as Cooper's not the one fighting, then it's fine. Flom's all the way down in T-stairs. He's looking for somebody to find, but I don't think he's going to catch anybody off guard. Far too far away. And
Freak could. He's in the library.
Freak could. Molotov goes into ESL's position, but it's far too deep. So everybody who's left now will survive. 6 players total. But Mythic take an early lead now against paiN Gaming. 4 in a row after that Cooper 1v4. paiN back on a buy, but I would like to see a timeout from paiN come in pretty quickly, because what they're doing right now is not working on their CT side. And if they don't want this to go 3, they need to start righting the ship pretty quickly.
They really do. This is a very streaky map. That was how it was described to me by an analyst back in the day. I agree entirely. At this point, the streak is thoroughly going the way of Mythic. They have now 4 in a row to answer paiN's earlier 3 from the pistol round victory. So, things are already looking a little bit troublesome for the defense of paiN. They do have the best buy we've seen in quite a while. The best buy they probably had this whole game. Op, rifles, good utility kits, everything they should desire, but the Halls pop is not expected. The possibility is neglected, and so there is an opening and a second 2 for 1. Site taken. No smoke speedway. It is thrown by Cooper. That's the site taken, and these 3 players, they might already contemplate the save. Zevi, Skulls, Nikis, they have a good utility for the retake, but again, a man disadvantage situation makes things very difficult. And yep, there we go. It's Inferno. North American Inferno equals Save Simulator, and this round is no different.
Save Simulator. It's now 2023, but when did this map iteration come out again? 2016?
Has it been? Am I that old? Oh, don't say that.
I think we're that old, Nate.
Oh. I still remember claustrophobic Inferno.
You can fact check me, but I'm 90% sure this iteration of Inferno came out in 2016.
Really could be the case. Of course.
Either way, it's been around for a long time, and I still have an inclination to call it Inferno.
I do too. I honestly, you know what, I'll say it. I miss the cold, uncaring, claustrophobic Inferno of old.
Banana. Old Banana.
Old Banana is exactly what I'm thinking of. The arch.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Just
The
a
whole,
true
like,
meat grinder. A true meat grinder.
2 Molotovs and a flash. Good luck. Have fun getting up that.
I think utility damage is bad on Inferno 2.0. Or just go back to the old days.
Oh, yeah. And the actual lamp in pit that you could, like, jump on and do things with.
Oh, yeah, the bevel. And oh, it's a no-holds-barred aggression down Banana. paiN Gaming wouldn't bring the pain to their opponents, but it's only mixed results. 1 for 1. Good damage, though. Again, both teams finding good damage towards Banana. It has been mainly paiN more consistently, but every once in a while, paiN Gaming will get punished by those grenades thrown up top.
I like the boost up for paiN-hardzao playing in porch, but he's going to get caught. You can't get seen from that angle if somebody swings out through brackets, through top mid. Twice. He does get one, or rather Truck gets one, but twice gets traded. Truck, though, doubles up. Bigu is now stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's got to try and not get caught from either direction. Pincered in and put down by the Truck lover. And he's going to grab his 3rd of the round as he joins the kill feed. Zevi has nothing to do in this round besides save. He cannot get back into the site. So he'll just keep an op in hand. It's 6 straight rounds now for Mythic Nate and not a timeout called by paiN Gaming.
At this point, the following round, this is a round where they saved a good amount of money on most players. They have that max loss bonus. So Hardzao and Big U might have a little bit of an issue investing, but everybody else should be able to more than cover their bases. And so this round, going into round, what will it be? Number 10?
Yep.
This would be a very apt time for a timeout, especially if Zevi can save this op. Play around him. Let him find an opening. Send him down Banana with a Furious Smoke. Do something to change things up and find an early opening, because thus far, the openings have been met with mixed results at best.
Mixed results at best. It's been rough for paiN. Yeah, they got the pistol round, but it wasn't clean. The second round was the best round for paiN. That was against a 4-spy Mythic. Since then, it's all been pretty bleak. They almost lost the ensuing anti-eco. And from then on, Cooper got the 1v4, and Mythic have not looked back since. No timeout from paiN Gaming. Granted, they're probably saving setups and strats for the major, which is not that far off now. Woo, there we go. That's the first opening pick paiN have had in a very long time.
I think it's the first time we've seen the op play there as well. That's a very commanding spot to play with the op for Zevi. Oh my god, his entries have been infallible towards Banana. Indomitable, in fact. He'll finally be felled, but not before finding his customary first. 4 versus 3 leaves Mythic a man down, but not out of the round. We still have that up on Cooper. We've seen what he can do alone versus 4. We also have the support in the wings of Flom and Twice. Cooper, though, there we go. The op, the aforementioned op, taken out of the round. Becoming more and more bleak. Flom, it's his turn. He's picking up Big Green. I haven't seen him use it in a little while. He's taking up the mantle of primary op in his teammates' stead. Swinging out. Oh, he gets a tag through the wall. Or was that the nade? Not sure.
That was the tag, I think.
He did throw the nade as well, so it might have been the nade. It's like 41 damage does you think grenade, but who knows? Either way, there's still 2 on this site defending. 2 close on the arch. Hardzao jumping up, drops twice, and now Flom's up the creek without a paddle. 25 seconds left behind the hay cart, and at this point, the player pushing arch has him trapped in and stuck. Keys, paranoid as ever, will molly off the Banana, make sure that no one can plant there, but Flom, there's nothing you can do. His barrel spotted, I'm pretty sure. No, maybe not. But there's no way he lives it. 10 seconds left. He'll get peeked. Biguzera, no respect. Catches him looking, in fact. And we do, at long last, see paiN Gaming return to the scoreboard after being absent for 6 rounds.
No timeout, just a good opening pick from Zevi and the rest of the team winning their fights outright. Freak, though, his entries have been incredible. It's like he's rolling back the years, Nate. It's been good to watch Freakazoid again back in the server and doing what he's doing here now against paiN Gaming of all teams. Full buy again, though, for Mythic. They have a little bit of cash still built up for a further buy should they lose this next round. paiN are still on the brink of a reset, so they have to be very careful with how many players they do lose if they win. Spam a little bit late for Hardzao. Cooper in front of it. The Molotov ticks go a little bit too far. They do grab him, and a little bit more further damage from the nade, dropping Cooper just under 50 HP. Freaked down to 74. Still, 5 alive for both sides. Good amount of time on the clock. And an A lurk has turned into an A exec from Mythic unless they want to fade away and head back to B. If Freakazoid can get a couple of picks over towards the banana car position. Biguzera smells of something towards B, and he's going to head that direction. Great flash from Cooper. I believe this is a self-flash for Cooper. He gives himself the entry.
Was a self-flash. Again, the op is so unwieldy on the T side, but he's making it shine. Very well done to find the opening, and paiN Gaming had the wrong read of the situation. They will rectify it by rotating that player back over, but it's still only 2 players defending A. Hardzao on the balcony finds a good timing onto the first. That's Cooper. The op traded out eventually. The 4 versus 4 always favors the T's. Freakazoid, when does he spring this trap? There are 2 players waiting, one in anti-flash. He does not win it this time around. He's finally felled without an opening in his favor. McKees finds that kill. Now the bomb is kind of left directionless. 25 seconds left. They were going back towards B. That's why Freakazoid activated, and with him falling, Mythic is kind of waffling between the two. Twice will get control of brackets. He will begin to press forward, but there's a player on the site as well as Small Pit. This player on the site is encircled. Hardzao, though, bails him out with 1. Twice, good trade. 8 seconds left. Big U finally springs, finds 1, dances with the second. Truck Lover has to be a lover this round. He has to find the victory. 1 versus 3 is what's asked. He found the first, but he does not get the plant. I thought he had it, but
I did
obviously not. And he dies without getting any loss bonus because of that.
That's a rough one for Truck Lover, and he was one of the players without a lot of residual bank account. So he'll get dropped an AK. Everybody else will have one as well, except for Cooper, who's on a big green gun. But now it's paiN's turn to try and build up an economy, try and tie things up, come from the backside and take a lead. 3K for Skulls, 2.5, 2.4. Not bad for those 3. Biguzera, Nekis joining that group. Zevi a little bit rougher, and Hardzao absolutely broke at 250. Mythic still have paiN in a pretty painful position should they lose without getting much in return. Might even spawn an early save. Freaks just naded down to oblivion. 5 HP on the nade stack banana. Counter utility being thrown by Mythic, not doing half as much damage. And now Mythic starting to probe their way up forward. Do have 2 players on the lurk. If that yields a kill, it could signal a rotation. Skulls, though. He's in front of the Molotovs. And he'll get away from Freaks, and I don't think he saw him either.
I don't think he did. I seen that player up top logged on the map as he hopped by. But no one falls, and that's what's most important. That's a good nade. Does even more damage. Flom and Cooper. Flom at below 70. Cooper at about 50. Nades are punishing, and Nekis flashed in. Finds a good headshot. Those other players now stopped in their tracks. They will tenuously peek forward in hopes of finding something, but Nekis gets a second. Will this player top logs finally find something? No, instead it's twice to open it up. He's towards the apartments, but that opening does not come without a cost. Down to 38. Truck Lover Banana doesn't find a clean kill either, and with 30 seconds left, again, Mythic kind of just stuck, probing in different directions and throwing things at the wall in hopes that they stick.
Yeah, with the HP they have, though they really don't have too many options. Truck Lover's the only guy with any sort of real hit points. He's going to go first with the bomb. That's never something you want to see, but with the time they have available, it's not great. Zevi with the first one, now looking towards apartments. Nekis pushing down banana, tossing out guns, grabbing others. Save called for Freakazoid twice. And a hunt has been initiated by paiN, looking to take these guns out of the hands of the Mythic players. Bigger doesn't spot anybody out on bridge. Twice and Freakazoid will survive, but now Mythic come to the end of their bank accounts, and they will have to invest what they can. It saved AKs, the op back in the hands of Cooper. I guess that op was saved over, but 1 AK purchased, a MAC-10 for Flom, a Deagle for Truck Lover.
Selfless.
Again, the selfless player.
Yep. Is that team that utility they need? 3 players on full utility, twice as a bit on the belt. Cooper has nothing, and Cooper doesn't even have his life either. Taken down by Zevi, loses the op dual middle, and now we see paiN Gaming begin to emerge from their slumber. They've already won, what is that, 3 in a row now?
Yep.
With that op duel, I would say that the momentum has fully shifted. Zevi's coming alive, and that's when things get difficult for Mythic. Flom again takes up the mantle of head op in his teammate's stead. Nekis speaking down. No fear finds 1. Flom does get the trade. Still favors paiN. Twice has
Zevi.
been a menace. A monster in the apartments. He's fun to pick more often than not.
Zevi. You got a clear boiler, buddy. That's a rookie mistake. That's one of those angles you have to clear every single time. Because the one time you don't, that happens.
There's no excuse. And they've got a player at holes lurking every round. It's Freakazoid towards Banana, going for those threatening openings, and it's twice towards the apartments. It's been that almost every single round. That's how they keep both sides open as an opportunity. So the fact that that's overlooked is very worrying. One player in the pit now to hold things down. He's mollied out. He's found twice a second towards A. He's coming alive. You love to see the substitute finding his footing. Skulls and Biguzera 2 versus 3. This is doable, but it's going to be difficult. They don't have utility. They have M4s and kits. The question is, do they want to go for it? We know how Inferno is the North American save simulator. It looks like with the money they've built up on a majority of the players, looking at Skulls, looking at Nikis and Zevi, they might just at least try for exits.
No utility makes it harder. Chimney Flash would make this take so much more agreeable, but it's going to be a fadeaway unless Twice has just moved a little bit too quickly. He might get caught off. He's making all the noise, and he is dead. The last two players should survive in pit. Flom should be good on the body block by Truck Lover. Yep, he's fine. And there's a lead again for Mythic. And it comes off of a couple mistakes from paiN Gaming. You said it in the pre-show, Nate. It would be more on paiN's hands if they lost a map against Mythic than it would be on Mythic overperforming. And a lot of paiN's rounds have come from little mistakes, overextensions, early peaks, peaking alone from paiN when they didn't necessarily need to. That has opened the door for Mythic to take advantage. And they have not looked the gift horse in the mouth.
They have not. They're making the most of it of what they've been given. Up for Cooper present. Same for Zevi. Decent buys, all things considered for both. A bit of a swing round. Zevi, though, this time around sticking in the apartments, taking the fight to a head early versus Twice. Does win it. Good start, but still a lot more to do for paiN Gaming. Player in the apartments, good pre-fire from Biguzera, catching Cooper, tagging him, but not bagging him. That's the critical factor. The op does strike through the wall. It brings us back to even footing. paiN Gaming quickly pivot back to a 2-2 setup. But Mythic have a direction. They are going towards the banana. Bomb is rotating around. All four players will be here for this exec, and this double stack towards second orange's top and bottom has to be big for paiN.
Utility flying in, but Skull still manages to fight through the flashbangs. Nikis up top combines with Skulls, and on the last round of the magazine, or second to last round of the mag, he picks up Cooper as well. Freakazoid does get the trade. Molotov's flying in. They will not singe him. He gets the bomb down. Zevi around that smoke making noise, but does not overextend. Should wait for Hardzao to peek through. The smoke towards CT will fade eventually. That will spur him on towards this play. Freak dropping down. Zevi and Hardzao going together. They're peeking around each other. Good little dink from Hardzao. There's a 7th on the board. We will have an 8-7 half here. The question is, does it go the way of paiN or does it go the way of Mythic? And as of right now, I can't really put my finger on it one way or the other. There is advantage to paiN given the lack of economy for Mythic, but it's not like they haven't done damage with the lack of a buy before. And Freakazoid does have the AK to try and entry, although he has cooled off a little bit in the last few rounds.
Everybody had a shining moment on Mythic, but they have cooled off considerably. Flom, I'd say, is the one person who's not had a shining moment, but I don't want to single him out. He has plenty of time to wake up in this best of 3. Freak, you mentioned it, entering towards Banana, AK in hand. He's one of those 2 hero riflers, him and Cooper, the brother. But again, this paiN utility. Damaging, costly. Flom at half, Freak at 77. Freak goes tit for tat, doing some damage to Zevi in response. Still no casualties on either side of the equation, but there we go. A nade in response, back and forth, exchanging broadsides. Zevi's down to 31. Freak is always down to 32.
It's a little easier to soak up that damage on the op, though. That's the other thing. The op, it can still get the one shots done. a lot easier than having to hit an AK headshot, especially for an entry, too. An entry, half the time, you can take 1-2 shots before you even get something back down range. Now, Keeson gets flommed twice, just trade out. Skull's only good for 1 as well. That's not good enough at all. Zevi, the low HP Opper, trying to rotate in, save the day for his squad as we near the conclusion of half number 1 of this best of 3 series. paiN and Mythic. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the mic. Ches Puff on the sticks observing tonight. Zevi, he looks for an opening, but he has utility.
For something, anything. All 3 players approaching from the CT side. Looks like they're all going towards the construction halls as well. Player Pit, player Banana, player towards the box for Mythic. It's a very solid setup, and now it's their turn to do the nade damage. Cooper drops big, and time is taken away. Keep in mind, there's no point in saving its last start of the half. Zevi will find 1. Player CT does get 1 as well. At least Truck in the clutch. He's found the first time, sticking away, but the stick is coming through. He'll find it. Mythic steal the lead at the end of the half. We'll see you after a break.
Or right now.
Oh.
Make you happy. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears in his blurry vision. You know he don't love you. What you holding on to? Scream through the phone, even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Said that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue? I'm doing everything he doesn't do, but I'm still not enough. Even your parents know I'm good for you, but I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough. Still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Said that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A scrappy and streaky first half ends ever so tenuously in the favor of Mythic as they enter their CT side. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs. And Boggs, this is Mythic's favored side of the map. There is a distinct possibility that they upset paiN Gaming on map 1.
A very distinct possibility now, given the fact that both teams are favored on the CT side. Neither team necessarily has a sterling record on this map. But now Mythic have a huge advantage, and Cooper, I would say, as well, has a big advantage because of the fact that he now has the easier side to opt from, and he has had the better of the impact as opposed to Zevi. So a very prime opportunity for Mythic to take map 1. We did say that Inferno was a map which paiN had bled before, and the old saying is, if you can make God bleed. So, Mythic, they smell the blood. They're looking for the jugular as paiN charge into a stack B side. Biguzera, the double entry on the Glocks. Bomb can go down here. Skulls through the smoke up the spot on Flom on the jump. Cooper in twice, and now just Cooper is left alone, I should say. And I don't think Cooper wants to go for this because there's really no reason to lose his Kevlar. He's just going to hang out and wait for the next round because paiN Gaming have tied things up at 8.
Yes, they haven't. Things are looking so good for Mythic. paiN putting a lot of stake in their utility. 2 players buying up smokes for just a stock standard. Almost what you'd see in matchmaking. I hate to disparage the play like that. But, you know, it's a double smoke towards Coffin, double smoke towards CT, which makes those players very squishy for the USPs.
Yeah.
What, at close range, will be like a 4-shot kill. So things do look a little bit scary there for paiN Gaming, considering the fact they're walking into a stacked B site, but their shots do not miss. Their aim rings true, and so they see the round through, tying things up at 8 apiece. Cooper does save his Kevlar for the following. Will he upgrade to a helmet for 350? Yes, he will. Deagle in hand as well. Means that Mythic are going for the investment. Are they saving a bit of money? Yes, Cooper is at 1,000 in the bank for the op in the first rifle round. We saw Mythic find good damage with pistols in the first half. We'll see if they can do the same in the second.
It's theoretically easier to get the pistols to work on the CT side, but sometimes just going aggressive, pushing in as a T does make it a little bit better. Deagles has a shotgun up close and personal. 5.7s are deadly. Flom is going to look for something. Zevi's blind spray doesn't find any damage. Not too much taken overall, only Cooper tagged down by 22 HP. Bomb very far away for paiN. They're looking for kills. Nade's well placed. It's actually, it goes between everybody, so it doesn't do much damage at all. Unfortunate for Mythic. And some unconfirmed damage by Skulls. Continues to just chunk Cooper away. Now it's twice his turn to get eaten up, but neither player has fallen just yet. Time's starting to dwindle as well. 8 the score, a minute on the clock. And now Cooper's all but dead. Now, there is an interesting factoid, Nate, about dead as a doornail being a phrase, actually meaning like a nail that was used for an old like medieval door could never be used again because of something they would do to it. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head why, but that's where the phrase comes from.
I love the lore. Filling out the universe twice. His team's taking a myriad of damage from a variety of different sources, and yet he's the one to find the opening. 5.7 in the apartments, his old stomping grounds. He'll get one and run amok before finally falling. Though, looking to make this scrappy. We said that was what they had to do in this one. And Flom jumping down banana does exactly that. He drops Hardzao, who was just covering his team's bases. And then meanwhile, paiN Gaming do take control of A, but with a 4 versus 3 team, Mythic might just try to deathball into this site.
Down goes Flom. Cooper still on 14 HP. Zevi continues his spray and grabs himself another kill. He's feasting on the anti-eco frags. Cooper and Freak now probably just going to go for exits. Freak might upgrade and he will grab an AK. Will he be allowed to save? Yes, he will as he fights his... Never mind. He fights one too long. Could have saved that AK.
Score shirt. Skulls is gone, isn't he? Almost. If he did a little bit more damage there, he would have fallen.
Yep. And actually, I think Freak didn't have a choice. I don't think he could have gotten out in time.
No.
Because of the bomb radius. So he had to go for another fight.
That's a curious knife bombs. We've been talking about skins on and off and on. You see that? The gold?
That is a gold case hardened? A gold
cool.
gem?
That is cool.
And the gold gloves to match it?
Tan gloves, the red gloves, and the marble fade as well. There's so many good skins in this server. For paiN specifically, I'll say it.
Yep. Truck Lover's got the purple and green. He's got the Hulk combo.
Truck Lover also has the X-Ray AK, which, by the way, is one of my favorite AKs. A lot of people don't like it. It's a classic. Looks far better than the M4 X-Ray.
Yeah, sure. The M4 is pretty meh.
It's too muted. Early contact potentially. Good flash in, finds one. There's a player boosted on the outside. Okay. That he was inside on the stairs, not the case. It's just pistols. You can't really expect too much of them. Some have Kevlar behind them, and some are upgraded, sure. Biggie, though, doing his best Freakazoid impression, finds one spot the second towards Banana. His teammate will take that kill instead. Freakazoid caught by his own play, pushing through the smoke up close on the wall. Leaves Flom and Twice. 2 A players. Departments will find Twice. Blindsides him. It's just Flom. USP and nothing more. He's caught. It's a clean round for paiN. They find their footing and they extend their lead to 2. This is where Mythic has to put their foot down. They have enough to buy. They have the op for Cooper. They have M4s. They should have a kit. We'll see if they get one. It should be where they bring it back.
If they don't have a kit, I'm calling Flom and complaining.
It's bold of you to assume that you have his phone number. I can guarantee you he will ego us.
We have a direct line to Flom. Oh, how do they not have a kit? How do they not have a kit? Oh, this is painful.
You feel like you'd cast or curse it into reality where they just bring it, you know? But no, it's the opposite. We mention it, and of course it happens. You can't win. You can't win.
You can't win, and it's a lot harder to win without a kit. So, you know, lesson learned, kids. Always buy a diffuser if you can afford it. There's very few situations where you shouldn't buy a diffuse kit. In a situation like this where you can go without a helmet, diffuse kit can make all the difference in a round. Especially with a lot hanging in the balance, too, because a loss here without any saved guns or even one saved gun is pretty much going to reset Mythic, giving paiN a free road to a 12th round. And that's where things get very, very hard to make a comeback happen because there's so little margin for error that one little thing goes wrong and you're just done and dusted. So it's a tough road for Mythic, and it could just get tougher here. That's an interesting boost, though. Chess, can we get third person on that, or if they're still there?
He must be looking in the apartments. He must be looking for Twice. This is an anti-Twice play if I've ever seen it. They're trying to suss out Twice, trying to suss out the sub, and he will not go quietly. He finds one, Cooper a second. Finally, Team Mythic finding their footing on the CT side. Twice not getting too big for his britches either, falling back out of the apartments, playing with his teammate Pit, I should say. That's Flom with the A1S. This is a good setup. In fact, there's 8 seconds left. paiN Gaming have squandered away the round. 3 players will try to save their weapons. A suite of AKs, a trio of AKs.
3 of the kind.
And there we go. Twice again, caught trying to upgrade his weapon. That's the second time we've seen it in like 3 rounds.
Oh, that's painful.
And the exact same spot as well. He did it in Boiler in the exact same way, peeking around the corner, and then he did it up towards the long haul.
Oh, twice. There is a saying that the burned hand teaches best. I don't think his hand has been burned enough yet, or he just doesn't mind the pain.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. That was the pun. I don't have to say the rest.
Fool me twice, minus twice.
Okay. End it with plus twice.
This is a minus twice plus twice map, so, you know, it is the old story. That's a chunky nade by paiN, and Truck Lever just eats that all up.
paiN have been winning the utility duels, both on CT and T side.
Yeah. I would say paiN needed to speed it up, though, because part of the problem last round was that they waited too long to make a move, and Mythic got too comfortable and entrenched. paiN do better when they go faster.
They do. And again, that boost up in the alt mid was funny. It was cool. Useful is a different story. Speaking of useful, baby. Oh my goodness, so much spam damage. Some taken in return, but Nikis gets the job done eventually. The player towards the truck side will fall away quickly. Flom is here to support. It's Cooper and Flom, but Nikis in the apartments could find a big kill. He's made noise, sure, but jumping down on that op makes things very difficult for Cooper. Flom has to bail his team out in a big way. He finds one, only one. Good shot from Skulls in response. Do they expect the op there, though? Towards the truck side. The answer is no. Cooper gets one, falls away. Zevi has to make inroads elsewhere. Good read, good find onto Freakazoid. Cooper now doing a lot, trying to do a lot, I should say, but can't find another. It's Biguzera taking the high ground to find that kill and to send Truck Lover saving. He's all the way towards B. He has no horse in this race, and so paiN Gaming will again establish their lead of 2 rounds.
2-round lead for paiN. And it's pretty close to a reset as well. Mythic could half buy. They might be able to scrounge together some more rifle power. But oh, Bigu had the gold gem AK as well. I think he's a gold. I think he's a fan of yellow and gold, Nate.
I didn't see it. I totally missed it. I want to see
It's
it.
a gold gem case hardened AK.
We'll say it with just a fun little thought experiment. That you saw that AK with the dig hollows on it, right? Expensive old dig hollows, sure, but those with that gold background on a gold case hardened AK would go so hard.
Ooh.
So hard.
Yeah, that would go really nice.
Match pause called. I'm assuming this is a technical pause.
Yeah, I'm checking the logs here. Yeah, it's a tech pause here.
Tech pause. Okay. Hopefully not a long one.
No, it's just a regular timeout, I think.
It's a regular timeout. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. It's a mythic timeout. Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
I'd say it's needed, but it's still befuddling to me that Mythic are the first ones calling a timeout, given how this map started.
I agree. I think that also paiN are probably just leaning into the fact that they kind of do have a bit of a skill diff, in theory.
They should. I agree. They should have that skill diff. Now, is it performing as well as they would like? No. 9-11 is not a one-sided scoreline. The lead by the narrowest of margins. Big U finally pulls the short stick in the engagement via utility. He's actually gotten good control here. Truck. Lead clear this. Yes is the answer. Good shot from him. Quick flick with the souvenir.
Wow.
Freak supporting. There we go. A nice second that goes unanswered. Flom did follow me, Wash. I don't know where Flom fell. Looks like over towards the brackets. But Flom, if there was a player you wanted to fall, it's Flom. He's not had the best of maps thus far, and he also only had an MP9.
Man advantage for Mythic, though decently late into the round. No real response from paiN. Getting ready to go in for this A site take. Smoke goes over. 3 smokes actually going in. Pit smoke, moto smoke, arch smoke. Zevi has that op. Molotov on skulls. Gets a flashbang. Molotov into a big pit, into the corner, as a matter of fact. Cooper just tucked into mini. Nobody's going to clear him. He's watching for a jump. There's a player in stairs as well. Twice does not reveal his position. Now he swings, but Cooper has the next. Twice with the last. Mythic keep 4 alive off the back of the timeout. They storm to victory. And paiN Gaming are struggling here to get another round of the board. Inferno has not been kind to them in the past. It is not being kind to them here on Inferno in ECL. And it is just, there's fundamental issues with paiN's Inferno, I think, that are costing them a lot of rounds. And Mythic are capitalizing on every little mistake paiN are making, is the bigger thing too. Because paiN are making mistakes, yes, but if those mistakes aren't capitalized upon, you're not going to get punished for them. Mythic are punishing paiN for every little thing they're doing wrong. And that's a big reason why they have the lead right now. Bigu needs that opening kill. A big mistake. There's 2 for Truck Lover. Segmented peaks from paiN. And that's the 2-for-1 trade on sandbags. That should never be more than a 1v1.
I think it was against compromised weapons. It was a MAC-10 and a pistol. I could be wrong.
It was an AK taking first contact.
An AK up not. That's unfortunate. Very big find from Truck Lover, and Freakazoid is here to cover his teammate, or to avenge his teammate is a better way to put it, a more apt way to put it. Flom is also rotated around over towards Coffins, really sealing the deal. Bomb down, top banana towards Car. They don't know that, but it doesn't matter. It's Skulls in a 1 versus 4. There's no way he can do this. He cannot do his best Cooper impression, not without an op in hand. So I'm expecting...
He's good at hitting skulls, man. He's real good at it.
I was hoping for a caster's curse. It looks like we finally got it. He doesn't grab the bomb yet, but he's just dancing around, hoping for someone to give away an opening. Good nade. No, a little bit too deep. Skulls, does he stick it? No chance. It's Cooper swing. No. They want to play it together. They want to force the plant and go in from there. Here comes the swing. Skulls almost gets the first. Didn't quite have the ready speed required. And Mythic tie things up. They get the op. They have an AK on twice as well. This is so far from what I was expecting out of this game. Go back to... Can we see Cooper again? No. I thought
There
somebody
we
had
are.
39 armor. I thought we saw somebody with 39 armor. Maybe he reinvested into it.
You have to at that point.
You do, but
What's-
if you're at a point where you have 39 armor, that is a crazy state of affairs.
Yeah, what's the general rule of thumb with armor? Like you buy it anywhere below 50?
I think it's, I would say below 50, but there's an actual statistical way to figure it out, and I don't know it.
Yeah, there is.
Because it does worse the lower it is, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds about right. I think you're right.
I could be reading too much into it. It could be a different game. Regardless, it's pistols for paiN Gaming. You've seen the pistols do damage. Inferno is a pistol map if there could be one set in the pool.
Brazilian Deagles.
Oh yeah, Brazilian Deagles. Neglected to mention that. Goes the damage on it twice. And a little bit more damage on it twice. Taken out of the round. Flom here to support, here to find something in response. Doesn't find it. Skulls grabs that A4, gets out. Won't get caught doing it twice. Out apartments and getting caught picking up the rifle.
Yep, I think he had his gun out the whole time. They sensed his aura and didn't want to fight. But in all seriousness, there was no real trade potential. That smoke really helped him out.
And smoke was a blessing in disguise there.
Although I think he grabs it before it blooms. He just is able to do it without peeking out.
Yeah, it was a little further forward. Two setup for Mythic gives paiN a real opportunity towards A, especially with one player underneath porch. They're playing segment has separated, and MTHCCooper, the Brazilian Deagles, they are hitting. As you mentioned, the AK and the keys now beheads Cooper, and at this point, Team Mythic should be headed for the hills. They cannot buy 5 rifles in the following if they all go down. They might not even be able to recoup their losses, given the dire straits their economy's in. paiN Gaming might just have a flawless half-buy victory off the back of the Deagles.
This one's going to be... This is one that Mythic are not going to want to look back at. This is far from ideal for Mythic. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's a bad loss. It's a bad loss. Even if you get these kills, they lose Truck Lover too. Freak's just hanging out in church. He's praying that he's going to stay alive.
Hardzao wants that rifle at the least. He's trying to barrel his way down as fast as possible. Only Tech 9, no reason to save this, that's for sure. He'll be forced to. 12-11, paiN Gaming talked about their weaknesses and their oversights being exploited by Mythic. It's their turn to exploit an oversight, namely the segmentation on A. Twice peeking apartments alone, going out on a limb versus a Deagle. Second player underneath porch while his third teammate is on site. Those are mistakes against pistols that shouldn't even have to be pointed out. That's just rudimentary Counter-Strike. If you're against pistols, you play together.
Yeah. If you're against pistols, you should be playing together. I mean, you should be peeking halls together in general. That's the other thing, Nate. Like, you should be peeking halls together. Yeah. Every time paiN peeked halls, there was a teammate with him. Whoever was peeking halls, there was a second player. There's always a buddy system in halls. And how many times did paiN lose halls?
They were contesting it. I don't think they lost it.
They didn't. Because they had the buddy system. You have more confidence in your own peaks. And if something does go wrong, you have backup. You have a friend. There's always a contingency. And that is something that you desperately need in the halls fight. And that's something that costs Mythic dearly in that round. That's against pistols. Yeah, it wasn't a clean fight, 1 against twice. Doesn't matter. That's a gun upgrade. Next kill makes it even worse. That was a nifty little Deagle shot by Biguzera. But once it scales forward, there's no coming back from that for Mythic, and they are the ones stuck now at 11 rounds. paiN grabbed 12 essentially for free, and they're just going to exec in on towards the B side. Only one player here with a rifle. That is Freakazoid. That keys with 2.5. Third one finished off by Hardzao. Bomb getting planted nice and open, as Evie will reposition across twice, and Flom will probably try and play some sort of exit, grab a gun if they can, but overall, paiN with a pretty smooth take, fast rush on the B, knowing they were up against a more compromised buy.
Yep. Also have to mention the fact that paiN Gaming won that last round has a half buy on the T side with the bomb plant.
Yep.
That absolutely juices your T side economy. Look at the money. It has been supercharged in a matter of rounds. Normally you have to wait 3 or 4 confident rounds with 3+ players surviving to get to this point. It's just incremental growth. It's not the case here. Twice steals away a kill. The op isn't recovered either. Interesting. That's... Oh, wait, Twice got the op. Or did he buy it? He had to... No, he grabbed it.
No, he saved it.
How'd he get it? The bomb must have blown it out middle.
I think so. That's
That is
the
a play
only
and a
reasonable
half.
explanation.
Smooth criminal.
And whenever that is referenced, I always think of the old Stewie 2K Superstidham video.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of. And granted, that was
And
through
then,
smoke. I think it's apt.
Yep. And the Alien Dan Farm cover gets stuck in my head for the next day and a half. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And Danny, another classic no-holds-barred aggression, this time towards A. Trades, back and forth, even footing, 3 versus 3. No pleasantries being exchanged. It's not just a brawl out A. 3 versus 3. There's still 2 ops on the board. 1 for Cooper, 1 for Zevi. Do Mythic go for it? It looks like they shall. Moss in hand for Truck Lover. There are no kits on hand. There might be one dropped somewhere. I can't see it though. And Zevi has dropped his dueling dragon, the secondary op, the second op in the server. And that will send Mythic packing. Op recovered by Truck Lover because it's already far away from the site. And a 14th secured for paiN. They are looking to finally close out this bloody brawl that has been map 1.
Yeah, paiN are starting to kick it into high gear. Starting to do the things we expect them to do, which is win. And with Anubis waiting the wings, the more comfortable paiN get, I think the worse Anubis begins to look for Mythic. I mean, yes, Mythic do have a 3-2 record on it, but 2 of their wins are against Take Flight and Timberman. So, not exactly the most ideal of competition. Another timeout called by Mythic here at a very critical juncture. 2 more losses, they're done. Map 1, their pick. Arguably their best chance of a map against paiN Gaming goes by the wayside. But you did say it, Nate, Mythic never failed to deliver the entertainment. And that has been very true throughout this map.
First and foremost, the content team. That's actually kind of... Is that an insult?
I mean, they dive into the moniker of the stream team.
They lean into it. They're never one to leave a crowd hanging.
No.
And I will say they have performed, I would say, honestly, exceeding my expectations here. They've done well as a team in exploiting. They still have a lot of rough issues. Again, that segmentation against the Pistols specifically is sticking out as a bleak moment. It points out to me that this is a content team. In the same vein, they have exploited their opponent's weaknesses very well.
Yeah.
I'd say Mythic are definitely shining more than they normally do in my mind. Oh,
That's unfortunate.
Cooper drop. That's the op drop. One of the 2 saved weapons. It is a half buy for Mythic. Twice will actually get away with a rifle for once. He won't get caught picking it up.
There you go. There you go, Twice.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
He got there so fast. The element was playing in his head. He was listening to that song. He was hitting the steps to the beat. And,
Yup.
and paiN Gaming just ruined that for him. I'm sure he's going to have a clip of himself just hopping around.
Yeah, he's like, I'm dead.
Yep. He was cruising. He had a
He was
cruise
not able
control.
to save.
He was like, "This is perfect." He's like, "I am so happy when I hit this shot in 3 to 5 seconds. It's gonna be a clip and a half." And then he just blindsided from March.
Oh, he's driving down a country road at 3 a.m. Cruise control set to 100. Man was flying. And then he got caught. He got busted. And Freakazoid will try and fight his way out of a unwinnable situation. He is going to die one way. And it's a flawless for paiN. 3 HP on the keys, 4 HP on Hardzao. They stay alive, they keep 5 up. That's just adding insult to injury, salt in the wound. The gods of Counter-Strike turning against Mythic, however you want to call it. It just seems like, okay, it was looking all right for now, but then once the going got bad, it's exponentially worse.
The going got bad, sure, but it took a long time for the going to get bad. A long time. It took over a half for things to actually turn sour. And like we said, we expected it to get sour in the opposite direction. This is Mythic's favored side. They love CT comparatively speaking. So it's very surprising that paiN Gaming were able to stabilize in the later stages of their own T side. Mythic, backs against the wall, literally 4 rounds in a row required to get us to that overtime. They have M4's 1A4, excuse me, 3 A1Ss, and the op. No kit present. That's the second time we've seen that glaring issue. paiN Gaming, will they close it now, or will they toy with their food just a little bit longer?
Oh, they can't afford to toy with it too long, or else the food might start biting back. Twice could get caught in rotation, or he might get caught trying to save a gun again. We'll find out. But Cooper's going to peek up towards brackets. He has to be very careful not to get caught himself. Molotov into keys, looking the right way. Caught by the op. Cooper only takes 40 damage. He can still fight here. Man advantage to Mythic. Big start. Smoke over towards Library as Cooper rotates back at the right time. Hardzao gets one, but naded into oblivion by Freakazoid. Now the brothers Abadir are going to group up towards the flower pots. Boost expected by Biguzera. Read like a book. And now Cooper is rotated in towards Church. He sprayed, but he does stay alive and grabs a kill to boot. Skulls on rotation. Here's the first man coming behind. Twice caught with his knife out again. Flom has been spotted. It's all up to Cooper now to hold that bomb. Does he have the time?
Okay,
There's a
no
flashbang. It's a 10-second defuse. The nade! The nade! The nade! Is it? It is! It is the nade! The cow! Wow! How lucky was that? The CT nade dropped in spawn, picked up, and tossed in with about a half second to spare.
Dogs, I have never seen a more real-time comeuppance